I'm going to show you guys how to mount a set of horns. There's a video, if you hit the link below, on taking off the horns off the skull. This is basically what you come out with after it's all dried out. And in the end, it's going to look something like this. It's more presentable hanging on the wall with looking like this. Anyway, what you're going to want is just a piece of 1/2 inch plywood, cut out however you want. Found this 5-point thing looks pretty good. Basically what happens is the horns get screwed to that. Then you can get this is a piece that you're going to see on the back here. You can stain it whatever you want. You can cut it however you want. This one's rounded at the top. This one has the 5 points again, whatever you feel. You're going to need some styrofoam for filler, some plaster, some rope, different sizes depending on how wide the gap is here. This gap's going to be a little wider, so I'll probably use a bigger rope, but we'll see. Some plaster to smooth it out, and some fabric. You can pick whatever fabric you want. Just pull it tight, staple it to the back, and I'll show you that later. And pretty much it. I'll show you all the steps shortly. First thing you want to do is see how it looks on the wall. So you take your piece of 1/2 inch plywood, and some guys like mounting them down. You'll have to use shims. I like it up more. So basically just want to get it in the center, and you can just mark it. And that's basically how it's going to sit. Now that you have where you want the horns mounted, you're going to have to put 2 or 3 screws in. First thing you're going to have to do is drill a couple holes, and that's going to secure your horns to the 1/2 inch plywood here. So just have 3 holes in there, just so it's secure. You'll have to find a screw length that fits. Obviously these two will be longer. You might have to cut them off on the back if they stick out, if you don't have the right length. Okay, now that you have the 3 screws in, you'll notice it's on there. Like I said, you'll have to cut some of these. Just grab a hacksaw and take the screws off. Okay, now what you want to do is just take just anything, a piece of styrofoam, and just shape it in there. So it's just a rough cut. Watch your fingers. We're gonna just fit it on there. Once you have a semi-decent fit, just basically take your hot glue gun and just glue it on. You can screw it on after too, just to make sure it's on there. Now you can just shape it however you want. You're going to want it round, so this doesn't have to be perfect either. You're going to fix it with the plaster later. Okay, so now that you have your front piece sort of carved out, you can start. You don't have to put this fill in, and you don't have to do it in the front. It's just, it'll dry faster if you don't have to put as much plaster in. You can glue this in if you want, or whatever, it's up to you. Some people use paper mache for this too. Now that you're ready to do the plaster, you want to maybe tape your horns up just a little so you don't get them full of the compound you're using, because it can be hard to clean off after. You can use plastic bag too. Doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be perfect or pretty. Now you want to mix up your compound. What I like to do is 2/3 this and then 1/3. This is just sawdust. It just makes it more easy to work with. That's probably good. Just add water. Okay, so now that you don't want it soupy. This is pretty good. If you make it too runny, just add more sawdust or compound, whatever. And that's it. Now you start putting it on. And you can sand this down after, so it doesn't have to be exact. I remember you're putting a rope back here, so you don't want to get it up tight.